die. Go too fast. I'm taking 3.
I'm going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your 2?
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thotgor here, of course. Today I actually do have some Fubuki gameplay. Yeah, I know. It's been a while. I think this is going to be the first legitimate Fubuki video that I've put up. At this stage of my Fubuki, it's fully upgraded. I've got the final hull on it there, torpedoes are all upgraded, and all the modules are bought. I found going through the Fubuki it was a little different this time than it was in closed beta. I didn't enjoy my Fubuki as much until I get to this point here with the final hull upgrade. The reason for it is with the hull upgrade that precedes this one, you get the 2 turrets on the back, which is really nice. I love it. But it makes your ship heavier, and you can really tell that the ship is overloaded, so it doesn't speed up as fast, doesn't turn as fast. Whereas with this final hull, you lose that last turret, and you gain AA guns instead. Now I know AA guns are kind of useless on a destroyer anyway, but whatever. It lightens up the hull, and I find it makes the ship a lot more responsive. It seems to accelerate faster and definitely turn faster. Obviously as well with the new hull upgrade you do get some boost to maneuverability, so that plays into it there as well. So I'm at this point, really enjoying the Fubuki, having lots of fun with it, and this was one of the first battles that I played when I fully upgraded it. So, set the scene here, of course. I mean, obviously we're on Twin Brothers, no surprise there. It's always Twin Brothers. But we can see that I'm heading over to the east side. Majority of my team is also following me. There's no one on my team who's going to the west side, so this was a bit concerning. I was fairly confident that this would not be a replay that I would show, that we would die. But it doesn't turn out that way. So the thing you want to remember, or keep in mind at this point in the battle, is never give up. Just try, always try. I know I've talked about it in previous videos before. The message of trying might be the first step to failure, but failure is the first step to success. So still playing along those lines and that message there as well. So I have a target popping up here. It's in North Carolina, I believe. So we're going to pump some torpedoes into that guy. Where I have 3 torpedo launchers on the Fubuki, I like to shoot 2 at one target and then hold the 3rd in reserve, or hold that 3rd one for another target that might pop up as well. So that's what you're going to see here, me cycling through the torpedoes. A lot of people will say that they don't like the long wait on your torpedo reload, and I would agree, but with your Japanese destroyers, if you're playing them properly, I guess I'll say, if you're playing them properly and you're keeping your distance like I am now, I am more or less on the maximum range of my torpedoes, being 15 kilometers. The Cleveland is just outside the torpedo range. So when you play it like this, the distances involved means that by the time your torpedoes actually hit, like those 2 did on that North Carolina, your torpedoes are about to be reloaded anyway. So you can see my first 2 torpedoes went off, hit the North Carolina. I shot another torpedo spread off. I think it was at the North Carolina as well. Those torpedoes haven't even reached the target yet, and my first 2 torpedo launchers are now reloaded, so I can launch those off. So another nice thing about cycling your torpedoes this way is that you'll usually have torpedoes coming up for reload or already reloaded when you need them. And it makes it a lot easier as well, so you can take advantage of any targets that might present themselves, or suddenly an enemy ship in front of you. So we get another torpedo hit. That's not too bad at all. I think it was North Carolina that I hit again, so hooray. Now looking at the map, you can see, as I mentioned, my entire team has gone to the east side. The enemy, majority of them, have gone to the west side, and in fact now they're moving into our base. So this is where it sort of starts to, the team dynamic, I guess, sort of starts to break down. People in chat are now cursing each other, calling each other noobs. This is going to continue through the whole game here, so Don't be surprised if you hear, or rather, if you read some colorful language. But I don't let it get to me. I just keep focused on what I'm trying to do here, and that's basically just trying to have a good match in this Fubuki. Now, this island just popped out of nowhere. I don't know where it came from. I wasn't paying attention, clearly. But saving grace here is that I'm still outside, well outside anyone's detection range, so the enemy ships have no idea that I just grounded myself, so they don't even know to shoot at me right now. So, not too bad, other than, I guess, hurting my pride a little, I guess. But whatever. Doesn't matter. Now, we still do have more torpedoes going in. Now, you can see the North Carolina is gone. I took him out, and we've got this New York, and we've got a Cleveland, and a third enemy ship. We really want to focus on the New York and the Cleveland, because those are the guys that are going to who we're going to see later in the game here, and really sort of pose an issue for me. But looking around at the minimap again, you can see nothing has changed as of yet. The enemy team the majority of them are now approaching our cap. I don't know why they're not in the cap yet. They seem to have gone around the cap. My only explanation for that could be that maybe they were looking for the aircraft carrier. I'm not 100% sure. But my team is still all on the east side. Some of my allied ships are going to be turning back towards the enemy base, and it's those people and myself who save this game at the end. We don't give up, and we pull it off. So it's really, really nice. Bit of coffee. So I'm still shooting torpedoes off at these guys. So you can see the three enemies are here. But as I had mentioned, we're focused on the Cleveland and the New York. Those are the two guys that are really going to pose some issues for me. Now, this is where I make my move into the enemy base. You can see I'm still well outside detection range. I've got the concealment module on the Fubuki as well. So I'm not sure what the final numbers are on my concealment, but it's probably about 6.7 kilometers, somewhere around there. Now the other ship, the third ship, I'm not exactly sure what happens to the third ship. I mean, he must go off somewhere, and my allies finish him off there, but it's the New York and the Cleveland that are going to give me so much difficulty here in this later game. Now you can see still pumping shots in. I'm still heading towards their base, and the New York, at least at this time, he hasn't seen me, but we do have that Farragut, my ally Farragut, approaching their cap right now, and so I imagine that's why he's turning back. He doesn't know that I'm here yet. I mean, obviously he suspects I'm here because there's torpedoes coming out of nowhere, but he doesn't exactly know that I'm here yet. The enemies are now capping our base, and you can see the way it's going now doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. I'm not sure who my allies were there down at our base, but those guys are doing a really nice job because they're saving our base, which allows me to come into the enemy base and start capping it, which is really nice. So there's New York and Cleveland that I had mentioned earlier that we're focused on. It's these guys here that are going to give me the biggest problems, and I wanted to try and get rid of them as soon as possible. So you can see I've got a number of torpedoes going in. I mean, kudos to these guys. They dodged countless torpedoes and really, gave me a run for my money for quite some time. But it doesn't work out in their favor. Anyway, I'm entered into the enemy cap now, and we're going to start capping the base. It's late in the game, you can tell, because the enemies have our base almost fully capped, but I have got allies finally in our base stopping the cap, and eventually they're going to start resetting it, so that, again, can't give those guys enough credit. You can see I do have that Lexington in front of me. Wasn't concerned with him at all. I have my Farragut over there, and he's right next to the Lexington, so I was confident that the Farragut was going to take out the Lexington. Bit of a risk, I know, because you're entrusting a random person to do something fairly critical, but it does work out, which is nice. You can see the Cleveland off in the distance. He is dodging torpedoes after torpedoes. I do get a nice hit on him there. He wasn't able. He dodged that first spread, but when he was turning to dodge it, he couldn't dodge the second one. So I got him with one torpedo on that second spread. There's Lexington, and there's the Farragut killing the Lexington. So awesome. He's gone. Don't have to worry about him. Just this New York and this Cleveland now. You can also see that we did manage to reset some of the cap points that the enemy had. I got 2 more shots there on the New York, which wasn't too bad at all. And you can see I'm still cycling through the 1, 2, and then the 3rd torpedo launch. So I launched those 2 a while ago, and then I'm launching my 3rd right now. Not too bad at all. In our base, the enemy has been reset once again. Rather, the enemy cap points in our base have been reset, so that's good. We're now taking the lead in terms of cap overall, which is not bad at all. You'll notice for the most part that when I've shot off my torpedoes, I was aiming at the New York. With the long torpedo range that you get on the Japanese destroyers, and when I say long, I'm going to say 15 kilometers above. I know 10 kilometers is long as well, but you know, at the 15 kilometer range, I can aim at the New York, and that Cleveland out there will probably do some maneuvers and might still end up hitting some torpedoes. If you recall from yesterday's video, the beginning, or not yesterday's video, day before yesterday, the beginning there I put up the Fubuki getting, me and my Fubuki getting destroyed right away, right, from that surprise torpedo attack. Before that happened though, I was shooting at a Nagato and missed a Nagato, but hit that Iowa. So you know it can still happen with these ranges involved. You might miss the target you're shooting at, wanted to hit, but you'll still end up hitting someone else. So nice dodge there on the torpedoes. I finally take out the Cleveland with another lucky torp hit, so that was nice. Now I just have the New York to deal with. In terms of our base being capped, you can see that the enemy has resumed capping, but my allies are still down there, still fighting it out, still trying to reset it. We are in the lead, so everything is looking good. I'm not giving up. Got one last torpedo hit there on the New York, which was awesome. I really wanted to kill that guy though. His name started with a B, and I needed it for my Pax Marblehead Scrabble thing, so didn't get it. It kind of sucked, but whatever, he's dead. And we've won. You can see, you know, prime example how not giving up. Like, the team looked awful, didn't it? We were all on the east side. Didn't look like we were going to win it all, but we do pull it off. Now, overall results are fairly nice, but keep in mind, this is 2 times. It's during the 2 times weekend that they started just yesterday, so that's why. But my overall experience earned, I'm almost double the experience earned than the next highest person on my team. So that was awesome. Really good game. And yeah, I'm reporting this guy because he was shooting torpedoes at allies at the beginning. So screw that guy, he gets a report. And in terms of damage done, it's almost about 100,000, a little short of 100,000 damage done on those, I think it was 9 torpedo hits I finished with. So not too bad at all overall, but you know, key message here, don't give up. Never give up. You know, you never know how it's going to end. If you just keep playing smartly, I guess, and with vigor. That's terrible. Anyway, you know, you might pull it off, and you might actually get the victory for your team. To finish up today's video, I wanted to show this clip here. I'm in my Mikaze. It's on Big Race, and just keeping with the whole destroyer theme of today, I thought, you know, why not show off some game footage on Big Race in the infamous Torpedo Lagoon, Destroyer Alley. You know, people have different names for it, but you all know what I'm talking about. We're heading to it right now. So I wanted to see what we could accomplish, and if you recall, I am playing my Miyoko and my Mikaze a lot more as of late, just because I want to remember the glory of these ships before they get nerfed. So that was the motivation behind today's video. Just maybe a spoiler, I guess. I'm not actually going to play this game through to the end. I do die, and I do rage quit, but before that happens, I do actually pull off some pretty amazing results. Obviously, I don't have the final results on the battle because I rage quit, so I can't recall if we end up winning this or not, and I don't know what my final scores are, but that's not the point here. we're we're just looking at some awesome results, and maybe even some strategy that you guys can use when you're on big race in this destroyer lagoon. So you can see, obviously, destroyer popped up. No surprise there. These torpedoes were a surprise, and man, I got lucky there. I did not think I was going to get by those guys. So there's an Isakaze, there's a Wikitake, and I think that's a Kuma. So we've got these three ships. We've got to do something about it. Isakaze there, I'm just estimating that he's going to be at that point when my torpedoes hit him. Hopefully going to get him. He's got some flags on too, so we want to make an example of this guy. And, there we go. So, not too bad at all. Devastating strike, first blood, and I hit him with the 2 torpedoes. Fantastic. He did get some torpedoes off on me, and I was a little concerned. You can tell I'm going back and forth, but whatever. I end up missing it. Oh, another close one. But we still have the Wikitake and the Kuma in the lagoon. Now, I'm not turning away from this lagoon. When I'm in a destroyer and I'm on big race, this is where I fight. If I want some exciting gameplay, if I want to actually be a little more conservative, I'll go to the north or the middle. Generally speaking, though, I'm always down here fighting it out because this is the best place. This Kuma, I have no idea what was going through that guy's mind. You can see he's reversing now. Don't know why. I have no idea, but we'll get back to him shortly. The Wikitake pops up again. I talked about it many other times. Don't be afraid to shoot your guns on your destroyer, on your Japanese destroyers. I know the Minekaze has a terrible turret turn speed, and most people say the guns are completely useless. For the most part, they are. But when you have the shot, take the shot. So I did launch some torpedoes at the Kuma. I had assumed that he would begin going forward once he saw the torpedoes. So you can see I spread them out in a manner that kind of the first one would scare him into going forward, and the next 2 would hit him once he goes forward. I have no idea what was going through that guy's mind. The Kuma, like I said earlier, this guy, I don't know what his problem was. But anyway, coming around the corner here, gonna get some more torpedoes into him. I'm not going to assume that he's going forward. He has proven his IQ is well below 50, and so we're going to shoot torpedoes, assuming he continues in reverse. Now he gets a lucky shot there. See that? Lucky shot, and detonates me. Yeah, whatever. I still have torpedoes in the water. It would be at this time, if I was a gambling person, I would start taking bets. How many people think that he's going to go forward? How many people think he's going to continue on his same course? You can see my 2 torpedoes out there in the distance? Yeah. So we'll take some bets, but I'm not a gambling man, so we're not going to actually do that. I get him. Oh man, that guy. I just don't know. I have no idea. I mean, reversing in your ship definitely has its uses. But why you would do it in Torpedo Alley like this, Destroyer Lagoon, why? I have no flippin' idea. But it doesn't matter. I showed this clip not only because of the stupidity of the Kuma driver there, but for the action of that we do here in Destroyer Alley. You can see I rage quit. I'm out. But I did finish with 4 medals. I've got 2 devastating strikes, first blood. What else do we get? It's about a flesh wound and detonation. Not too shabby at all. So thanks so much for sticking around, watching the rest of the video today. I hope you were able to see, again, never give up, and maybe in the last clip, try to have some fun from time to time. It is a game after all. So, again, as always, I thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and of course, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.